In a furious act of vengeance and humor, Trump destroys Rand Paul in public. This is part of why I despise libertarians. I'm going to unpack that for you if I can keep talking while I play with this wheelo. Anyways, welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are. Shout out to the Quad Club, to my people that watch all three videos every day. Let's get to Trump.
Huh? You know, everybody showed up. I figured you'd have I'd say 40 would have been a good number, right? If everybody, we're just missing one person. You'll never guess who that is. Let me give you, he automatically votes no on everything. He thinks it's good politics. It's really not good politics. He's an automatic no. But I don't know. Look, if he wanted to come, I'd probably let him come, right? I'd let him come. Begrudgingly, but would let him come. And national...
Rand Paul doesn't just vote no on everything. That's not entirely accurate, Trump. He actually votes with Democrats on fiscal issues. He is not supporting the CR bill. Same with Thomas Massie. And this is what I do not like about libertarians. It's a atheistic and Randian worldview. They claim fiscal responsibility. They're against CR bills. And I may even agree with Rand Paul on some of that stuff. But you know, we're trying to save the republic. Trump needs a long leash, a long financial leash to save the republic. He needs wins from the Congress to destroy the Democrats. And for Rand Paul to suddenly vote against Trump with Democrats, his head is not in the MAGA game, and his head is not with the voters of Kentucky or America that put Trump in office to pull off an agenda. So though I am a fiscal conservative, I'm not a fiscal conservative at the cost of my entire dang country, Rand Paul. We're about to lose the republic. Vote for the guy's agenda. I don't care about your grandstanding. You can come at me and talk to me about your principles. If Trump would have lost the election in November, your budget would go up by $20 trillion and you'd probably end up in jail. So support the guy. That's my position on it. That's why I get so furious. I know people go, they're trying to go like, oh, Rand Paul, he's a great hero. I like him. I get it. You need to get your head in the game. Hold on. But first, your response to Chapter has blown them away. That's why I'm proud that they sponsor this show. Thanks for calling the number at the end of this advert to get help from Chapter to navigate the crazy world of Medicare plans. One of you wrote, Doug, I called Chapter yesterday. They were professional. There was no game playing. They reviewed my insurance. No need to change. Done in 5 minutes. This is why I've partnered with Chapter. You can trust them to review every plan nationwide and recommend what actually fits your needs, not just what makes some scam artist more money. On average, they've saved my seniors $1,100 a year of free cheddar. The best part is it's totally free. For the best, unbiased Medicare help, dial 631-961-8696 and tell them Doug in Exile sent you. Now wait, there's more. This one's funny. These are the guys talking about the shutdown with Dan Turrentine. Says the Democrats are running out of room. They're calling him going, we're going to have to open the government back up. The middle Democrats, he believes, will cave and support Trump. And any Democrat that votes for this position, for this CR bill, is to the right. Every Democrat is to the right of Rand Paul and Thomas Massie. Their career is over. They need to be primaried. I'm tired of it. Get on board with the MAGA agenda. We're trying to save the freaking country, you grandstander. Don't come and bring me your constitutional principles either. I don't believe you, because we almost lost the Constitution if Trump would have lost.
Even texting with people on Capitol Hill here on the Democratic side, they know that this cannot go on too much longer. There's no talk of yeah, we'll do this through Thanksgiving. They're like, yeah, we know this is going to have to end pretty soon. Again, the question is who blinks. And I think that I do continue to think that by the end of next week, that middle part of the Democratic Party is going to start talking about how do we get out of this?
So that's Dan Turrentine, Democrat, pontificating. He believes that the Democrats will cave before Thanksgiving. that they're losing their political will. He's hearing from people on the ground. Remember, we need 3 Democrats to switch sides and say, Trump, open the government back up. That's just when the debate begins. It's a temporary, a CR, the continued resolution, is a temporary funding of the government just to barely keep it open. The Democrats have tried doing backrooms deal, and the Republicans have come out and said that they just want, how about just paying the troops with the Democrats? And this Democrat says, no way, Jose, watch this on CNN. Senator Heinrich, Democrat, says he will not vote to pay our troops. I'm just pegging this squarely on the Democrats.
Some Republican senators have pushed a bill that would pay government workers who have not been furloughed as part of the government shutdown. Those who have been furloughed would still be without pay. Is this something you would support?
I'm not going to pit some of my government employees against other government employees. I think that just gives the president more leverage to really make the situation worse and treat some government employees with incredible disdain. We've already seen a lot of government employees fired during the shutdown who didn't need to be fired. This is an administration that's very hostile to government employees. I have a lot of those folks in my state, and I'm not going to turn my back on any of them.
Wait, but you turned your back on those even your own constituents in your state by not paying them. So he's saying all or nothing. We will get everything, or we will not agree to pay some of his constituents in his state. John Fetterman, who I'm going to say is now officially to the right of Thomas Massie and Rand Paul, he supports opening the government back up. Here's a quick clip, 31 seconds on John Fetterman.
Are you surprised that vote after vote, it's just been 3 Democrats time and again who voted for this bill? Does that surprise you?
Yeah, it's Groundhog Day, and I'm just saying, and it's not entertaining. That's a great movie, but this is shitty. And now it's like real damage is are now touching the lives of regular Americans, and we all lose, and it's embarrassing to our allies and to our enemies abroad.
He's embarrassed even to our enemies abroad. Wait, there's more. This one's a weird clip. This is longer. It's 4 minutes long. James Comer. He ends up bringing up the Epstein files, which is a huge distraction, but I guess we're going to have to cover it over this shutdown.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. As Speaker Johnson already said, today marks the 21st day of the Schumer shutdown. Democrats' political games are hurting hardworking Americans. This week, essential federal workers won't receive their paychecks because Democrats voted against paying them. That includes Border Patrol, CBP agents, TSA, FAA staff, DOD civilians, FEMA responders, and Capitol Police officers. The overwhelming majority of Americans oppose this Democrat shutdown. Democrats know it, so they're trying to distract from the fact that they shut down the government by pushing a false narrative about President Trump and Jeffrey Epstein.
Only Democrats push that false narrative. Further evidence that Thomas Massie, who is obsessed with the Epstein files, is to the left. He is a Democrat. He's carrying their water. He's carrying their message. And there's some other YouTubers that are trying to distract you with, where's the Epstein files? Anytime Trump makes an accomplishment, like anything good, bringing world peace to the Middle East, you have Democrats all saying, where's the Epstein files? What about the Epstein files? It's their card that they play for everything to distract people who are easily distracted and say, look at the shiny piece of foil over there. What about the Epstein files? And now it's becoming a joke on the right to Republicans. Every time Democrats bring it up, they tried bringing it up again with Trump, and listen to Comey just destroy Bill Clinton.
Let me be clear. No one is protecting Epstein or his associates. The House Oversight Committee is conducting a thorough review of the federal government's handling of the Epstein investigation, one that goes far beyond the discharge petition the legacy media is obsessed with. To date, the Oversight Committee has released over 43,000 pages of documents and issued 13 subpoenas. We've conducted a deposition with former U.S. Attorney General Bill Barr and a transcribed interview with former U.S. Labor Secretary Alex Acosta. I don't think I need to remind anyone in here, they are both Republicans and both former cabinet secretaries in the Trump administration. And guess what? Those interviews completely debunked the Democrat smear against President Trump. Barr stated that there was no evidence that President Trump was involved in Epstein's criminal activity. Acosta confirmed there was no contact with President Trump during the Florida case. No link, no conversations, nothing.
That's even Epstein's lawyer. Trump's not involved. So the left creating this conspiracy, the left has their own conspiracies. I'm way anti-conspiracy, as you guys know. It makes dumb people do dumb things. The left goes like Trump has to be involved. That's why he's slow walking Epstein files case, even though every administration ever involved with Epstein slow walked it. Because there's nothing there. I don't mean nothing happened. I mean that whatever evidence is there, they don't have the video that they need to bust the guy, and he's dead. Epstein got punished. He's dead. He hanged himself or he got killed or whatever. I don't care. There's people that want to play Scooby-Doo with government conspiracies, and we don't play those here in Exile.
Democrats, especially Ranking Member Garcia, continue to spread lies about President Trump, and they are lies. They're infected with an incurable case of Trump derangement syndrome. Oversight Committee Democrats post daily about Epstein. In fact, they've posted or reposted about Epstein nearly 60 times on X since the shutdown began. You know how many times they posted about essential federal workers not receiving paychecks because they voted against funding the government? Once. They've posted about that once on the Democrat Oversight Committee and over 60 times about Epstein. You see where their priorities are. Let's be clear. Democrats don't care about transparency or accountability in this matter. The evidence we've gathered does not implicate President Trump in any way. Public reporting, survivor testimony, and official documents show that Bill Clinton had far closer ties.
Oh, now why aren't the Democrats calling out Bill Clinton? Because they don't care about children, about victims, about justice, about what's in the Epstein files. They're just lying again, and we're suckers if we get stuck on that narrative. If we keep addressing it, we're doing their marketing for them. So we're not suckers. I was first to call it out. I lost 400 subscribers saying so, but I hate seeing you guys railroaded down what is not an important issue at all with contemporary times, with the status of the nation. You were lied to largely by media. I hope they don't put a whole lot of resources on it, because I'd rather have Kash Patel, Banji, and Pam Bondi bust bad guys, like get Barack Obama, instead of go in and play with this. It's just tabloid. People like gossip. People like tabloid. Speaking of gossip and tabloid, here's Karine Jean-Pierre still lying.
And right now, in this moment, there's an existential threat. Our democracy is hanging by a thread. Some people would say we're already in an authoritarian regime.
We're in an authoritarian regime. This is the one person who is probably the dumbest Democrat in the world. Why would they be inviting her on a show as if she's some kind of an intellectual or authority on anything? Does anyone really, even do Democrats want Karine Jean-Pierre's opinion on what she thinks is a totalitarian, evil, despotic government? Like, she is a dumb liar, confirmed dumb liar.
And I need to see teeth. I need to see fire, and not just me. Many people are worried and concerned.
Okay, so now she wants to see teeth and fire. She's calling for violence against the Trump administration, calling it totalitarian. Here's MSNBC. All of you look dumber for bringing Karine Jean-Pierre on your show as some kind of an expert of anything. Now on the future. The future's in good hands. You know whose good hands it's in? It's in God's good hands. You know who's one of his servants? J.D. Vance. Listen to J.D. Vance. This is how I want my next president to talk. How about you?
As a Christian, I think the world's Christians will know that this country, that this region of the world means a great deal to me.
He's talking about the Middle East because MAGA once again is divided. By the way, that's Jared Kushner, a Jew, who's nodding about Christians. That's a Jew nodding about Christians, him being a Christian. That's significant to me. The reason why I'm bringing this up is MAGA is divided over Israel, including my own audience. There's people in my audience that believe they're rugged, hardcore isolationists, very Rand Paul, Thomas Massey types, fiscal conservatives. It's all atheistic, guys. That whole worldview is atheistic. I'm here to liberate you from lies, conspiracies, and anti-Semitism. And yes, you can criticize Israel without being anti-Semite. But the idea that it's just going through MAGA right now, we must not be entangled with Israel. And J.D. Vance is the most isolationist of MAGA. Okay, so he's not seduced by Israel. We're not going to get involved in a land war over there. We might have to go and stomp Hamas into the ground or allow Israel to do it. Okay. But everyone's like terrified. If you help Israel at all, you're a dispensationalist. You believe that Jews have magic power over their land. I'm saying no, they're a faithful ally and they hold back. They do our dirty work over in Iran, including bombing their nuclear facilities on our behalf. They help us out with intel all the time. They prevent us from getting dragged into wars over there. They do not drag us into wars over there. Anyways, J.D. Vance, as a Christian, he's telling MAGA once again, and shut up, Rand Paul. Shut up, Thomas Massey. They're like, if you so much as look over in Israel's direction, they make a moral equivalence that Israel is somehow exactly like Hamas. Tucker Carlson has said it too. They've implied that Netanyahu is just like Hitler. These people are nuts. Candace Owens is nuts against Israel, said that Israel had Charlie Kirk shot and Trump shot too. These people are nuts. Dismiss them. It's okay if you help Israel out a little.
And at some point today, I hope to go, or at some point in the next couple of days, I should say, I hope to go to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, which Christians believe is the site that Jesus Christ was crucified in. And I know that Christians have many titles for Jesus Christ, and one of them is the Prince of Peace. And I'd ask all people of faith, in particular my fellow...
Jesus Christ, the Prince of Peace. There's Jared Kushner, a Jew, nodding. Yes, correct, sir. Correct.
Christians to pray that the Prince of Peace can continue to work a miracle in this region of the world. I think that we have made incredible strides over the past week. We're going to have to make a lot more, but I think with your prayers, with God's providence, and with a very good team behind me, I think we're going to get it done. Thank you.
Let us pray for Israel. I like that leadership. What do you guys think of J.D. Vance as the next president? Pray. And in God's providence, he's conceding that God's ultimately in control. He goes, and the team behind me, Witkoff and Kushner, we can get peace. Keep praying for peace. He's talking about both sides. The Rand Pauls of the world that are hoping that this peace accord fails and they go back to war. And the Democrat Party, because they don't want Trump to have a victory in the Middle East. They're hoping that the violence breaks out again. Speaking of violence breaking out, here's Whoopi Goldberg. I know this is a disaster.
Okay, that's a wonderful welcome, but you're not going to like what we're about to tell you.
Yeah, I already know.
Because you know who is still bulldozing ahead with building a White House ballroom that no one voted for, no one asked for. And
he's paying for it out of his own money.
Once again, it's promises made and promises broken. Take a look.
It won't interfere with the current building. I won't.
I'm just going to mock, just because I want to end on a point of humor here. So that was Whoopi Goldberg angry at Trump's renovations of the White House. Let's look at Democrat renovations during George Floyd. There you go. This is what a Democrat calls renovation. Burning places down, cheering, wiping out their own businesses in the name of leftism. And this is just trivial, guys. This story will be gone in 24 hours, so I thought I'd let you know about it again before it goes away forever, because The View are stuck on stupid. That's all they got on Trump, is that he's building a ballroom on the White House. Let me know in the comments below if you think Rand Paul should support Trump and the continued resolution and Mike Johnson's plan to save America, or should he vote with the Democrats? Let me know in the comments below. I'm Doug in Exile. Subscribe.